Well, I've been at it hard all day. Uh, I got it all pretty much sanded out. It's all together right now, and I'm not a happy camper. I put everything in it, the pilot and the canopy and all that stuff, and we're at 58 ounces. Ain't gonna make it. I'm not gonna make 64 ounces. It's just not gonna happen. I'll be lucky to make 66 ounces. But I'm not going to stop building it. I'm just going to have to cut back on the paint, I guess. So I figured I'd put in some fillets tonight. At least in the spots that I'm going to operate on here anyway. Let me get this. What did I do with the mouse? I need to swap this. Comments. There we go. Like, subscribe, and share, and all that other business. Go to that camera, see what's happening. Gonna start back here. I guess I could make it if I went to a lighter propeller and a lighter fuel tank, and that's all possibilities too. But with what I got in it right now, it's 58 ounces, and that's no good. That's no good. 58, no paint on it, not good at all. So we're gonna mix up some super fill. We'll get a couple of spoons here. Clear spoons, I know I got them. Remember when doing this, hey, good evening, Don. When doing this, use 2 plastic spoons, 1 for each container. Don't cross-contaminate it. So we'll add 2 spoons of this in there. Let's use this one. That's how I do it. 2 to 1. 2 of that. I'm sorry you're not seeing the mixing ratios, but like I said, I don't have a cameraman, so I gotta do what I gotta do. Popsicle stick is a mixing stick. Wipe this spoon off and save it for the next batch. Seems that this stuff is getting so expensive. Just don't use it to eat with. Okay, this one here goes with this. And I had done a good job and left this upside down. That's good. Hey, Craig. Now I left this stuff upside down, so all the ammonia has gone to the top. We're going to stir it, and that'll make it kick off better. What happens is if you leave it sitting the other way, all the ammonia is at the bottom, and you got to try to get it to the top, and it just doesn't work that good. And I'm not sure it's ammonia, it just smells like it. like ice cream. We'll get it mixed together here. One spoonful to two. If you rotate them, upside down for a week, right side up for a week, that helps. Let's mix it up here. Must be morning in Australia. You know who I haven't seen in a while is Gerald from New Zealand. I wonder if he's okay. I guess New Zealand is down by Australia. It's right next to Old Zealand. I got to get this mixed up before we can do anything, so bear with me a second, folks. We're going to try to have really small fillets in this. Save weight. Just enough to seal the cracks. This paper. So I got 2 spoons now. Yes. Yes, I'm streaming late tonight. I figured I'd get this on. I'm going to be drying tomorrow, and when I come tomorrow, I can sand it. It's only 9 o'clock here. As long as I'm sleeping by 11, I'm all right. I'm not going to do it all. I'm just going to do the back half here tonight. Okay. Go back to this side, this camera here. Yes, this is the lightweight superfill putty. We're gonna try to do it John's way because I don't have any tape. He's pretty good at it. I'm not very good because I'm not practiced up. But you use one of these painting tools. I'll probably be good by the time I get done with this airplane. Okay, that's one. Let's do a Q haul. See what happens there. Polyfiber superfill, correct. Aircraft spruce or Wix aircraft. Need a little bit more in the front there. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks okay. I guess I should zoom the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Can't move it any closer, but we can zoom it, I think. Okay, next thing we'll go around here, here, and here. Then we'll flip it over and do the other side. Gonna be difficult. Sorry about the last video, it just crashed at the end. But I almost can do it better with my finger. Yeah, I just use, I have some Jim Lee balls, but I normally just use my finger and alcohol. And these need to be small because I'm coming up in weight. Okay, we got this spot right here to do. Let's see, I think I got a card right here on the table. Wyndham Resorts from the last contest motel. So, add a little bit of putty here. That'll be good like that, and I'll sand it, so that'll work. Okay, we're off to the other side now. That was relatively painless. A little here. Get a little here. Mold that in. It's still good on balance, but it doesn't have any paint on it. This airplane's just a big mama. Okay, well, that'll do for now on that one. Let's switch camera angles. Oh man, hold. And we'll zoom in. Okay, I gotta go this way. Big Iron. I think there was a guy on the forum named Big Iron. I think he passed away. So many people in the 15 years we've been around have left us. Yeah, it looks pretty good. No more than that's absolutely necessary. Get up there. So today I put in 5, 8, 10 hours on this. That's 10 days work. Okay. But I don't have anything else to do. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't know anybody except John. I go to work. I go home. Okay, that's that. That looks pretty good. So now we'll do the doors, the door on this side, and then we'll flip it over and do the top. I think we're only half an hour into this. Do the rudder and the top. Now these doors should have a hard line, but I gotta tell you, they break off, so you want to putty them in. I think John asked me if I was going to do landing gear doors. No, no, nothing more to break off. Little antenna mast, no. Pitot tube, no, nothing like that. We'll pass on all those scale details. Leave it for the scale, guys. Kenny Stevens had that car antenna on top of his SB-22. I'm surprised that didn't break off a million times. Nice thing about the super fillet sands, real nice, really easy. Just like butter. Okay, let's put this back on. We'll turn it over and do the top. We did about half a spoonful so far, maybe, not even half a spoonful. There's nothing much on it. Well, I missed that spot. I gotta get that spot on the turbocharger. Get the turbocharger molded in. And this might take a couple applications, you miss it, when you sand it and prime them, they don't look quite right. You have to add some more. At least I never can get them right the first time. You're always trying to get it done with the least amount. It'll be fine. Okay, flip it over and do it again. Yeah, big mama. Big iron up there. John does this really good. I don't. This is not my normal way to do it, but I don't have any tape. I usually tape it off and smooth it on with a popsicle stick, then rub them out or pull the tape off and rub them out. I waste a lot that way, but I learned how to do it that way from the epoxylite days. And I can make epoxylite fillets look real good, but they're about 10 times as heavy as these and harder to sand. You can't sand epoxylite. It should be called eroxylite. It's as hard as a rock. Okay, we got that on there. We got 15 watchers. You guys must really want to see how to do fillets. Ain't nothing to it. If it's hard, you ain't doing it right. Yeah, we might need some more in that one. It looks low. Here's a word of advice too. Never put green, aqua green in fillets. It will bubble there. Sure as I'm doing this right now, if you do that. And I always prime my fillets. Dope doesn't stick very well to the hard surface. See, dope needs something to adhere to, and this stuff is so hard that it doesn't adhere to it very well. That's going to be a tricky area right there. But we'll get it. Come on. So what do you guys, the 15, 14, 15 guys that are watching this, what did you guys think of this whole build series? I mean, I have shown you everything on this, from the first rib cut to how many rudders and elevators I made. I mean, I don't think you can get more detailed than what I've shown on this. Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's what we need to do. Okay, let's see how we get that smoothed out. Well, that looks like crap. We'll get it. Yeah, a lot of guys. I watch some of these building other channels that build. They really don't show you anything. I watch them all. I want to know what they're doing. Wendy showed you kinda, but he was about his birds and motorcycle riding and the barbecue and the fish. His were kind of a life. His were kind of a Facebook page. They posting of what he was doing in his life, which is fine. What I'm doing here is I'm just trying to get it as close as I can so I don't have to sand as much. We'll go back to the other side here. Okay. Back to this side. Can you shape? Why would you want to do that, Don? Are you having a hard time starting it? If you are, do like John and I do. You start them upside down, then flip them right side up. They they run the same either way. You could do that, but it looks kind of funny with the engine hanging out upright out of the top of the airplane. Go back and watch Saturday at John's, or not Saturday at the field. How we start them upside down. Well, I'm glad, Jim, but you already know how to do all this stuff. These are kind of geared at the guys that don't know what's going on. Of course, you might learn something. You fly alone and no one to help you out. Well, how you can get it to start easier is get yourself a foam cooler, you know, a big cooler, and then cut a notch out that you can turn the airplane upside down on. And when you get out to the field, put that in the foam cooler upside down, put a few drops of fuel in the intake, and get it started. Not started. Don't put gas in the tank. Just fuel in the intake. Do that 3 or 4 times. That'll warm up the cylinder head, and it'll make it easier to start. Then fill the tank Turn it over on its wheels, put your stooge on, put your finger on the venturi, pull it through 3 times, then let your finger off the venturi and flip it 3 or 4 times, then put the glow igniter on, and it should fire the first flip, even inverted. But if you have no one to help you, well, am I a pro? I don't know. Haven't won a concourse yet at the Nats. Someday, maybe. Doesn't mean much now. I wanted one of them big propellers like Windy has a dozen of them, but it ain't gonna happen. I think it was Arlie Pressler was making those. He don't make them no more. Maybe passed away. They were cool. But it is what it is. I just keep doing it over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. The guy who helped my score go up at the Nats, as far as appearance goes, is on this chat right now. That's Jim Lynch. Because I didn't realize that the airplane had to be finished equally well on the bottom and the top. And I'm never going to get caught with the bottom not finished as well as the top ever again. This stuff is starting to set up. Matter of fact, my airplanes are finished just as well inside as they are outside. I ain't getting caught again for some nonsense. Yeah, this stuff is setting up. I just made it. Just made it. The stuff is getting to the point now that I should be smoothing it out, and I'm just now getting it down because it's kicking off. It's okay. We'll make it. It was close. Might need a second coat on this one. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's what Mark used to say. It'll be fine. 49 minutes. We did the whole back end. It'll be fine. Okay, that's good. Shouldn't be a whole lot of sanding to get that right. I know the basics of building, but I want to know how the pros do it. Okay, I'll have to give that a shot. Yep, you can try that with the starting. It does have a long working time. I did mix it 2 to 1, but if you wanted to make it kick off a little longer, you can mix it like 2.5 to 1, and that would take longer for it to kick off. And it'll be dry in the morning, but I'll be working. So tomorrow night when we come back, I will do the fillets on the wing, and we'll probably be sanding. There's a lot more sanding to do. Come on, why is this thing not moving? Grab onto that, slide it back. There we go. But that didn't look too bad. It'll be fine. Remember what I showed you about? I got a rock there. I got to cut that rock off. I use USC icing 2-part lightweight putty. How light is lightweight? Because there's nothing lighter than superfill. this whole quart, of course, the plastic jug weighs something, but the whole quart weighs 11 ounces, the whole quart. And the plastic jug weighs something. I'd say the quart is probably 8 ounces. And how much do you use? Well, I mix two regular, spoons, and then one hardener in this, and we used probably less than 1 spoon of that. So, I mean, this is pretty light stuff. This is really light here, but we used half of that. So, I don't think you get any lighter than Superfill. I've heard guys say, well, I use epoxy finishing resin and micro balloons. That's great. Not as strong, and I don't believe as light, and I definitely know not as easy to sand. And I know this because back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, I used epoxylite, and then I went away from epoxylite to Z-epoxy and micro balloons. I've tried everything. Bill Sawyer even sent me leather fillets. I tried them. Don't use those. Those are terrible. You gotta kind of experiment with, what's going on. This turned out real good. Turned out real nice. It'll sand out perfectly. All right, I have been on almost an hour, so in 6 minutes. Well, it's for real airplanes. And buy it from Aircraft Spruce or Wix Aircraft, because if you buy it from Brodeck, that quart is $20. It was $24 the last time that I bought it. For $24, you'll get that much from Brodeck. I love Brodeck. We got to support Brodeck whenever we can. But I also know that you guys want to save money. So you get a whole quart for $24 or one little strip for $24. Plus $13 shipping from Brodeck. That's their standard shipping mailing rate, $13.95. So I got a week to go before this thing's going to get gray all over it. Maybe a little longer than that, 2 weeks, if I want a reverse mask. Because I have half a quart of that gray clear left. It don't mean I got to use it, but we'll see what it looks like when we spray the whole thing. If it turns all gray, I won't even paint gray paint. I'll just use that clear gray, because I don't have a whole lot of room. It's getting heavy. 58, 59 ounces as is. That's with the motor tank, plumbing, tip weight, wheels, pilot, canopy, everything. But I'm trying to make 64. That leaves 5 ounces. And that is going to be a hard road to hoe, because this airplane is so big. There's over 700 square inches plus the fuselages that big around. Just huge. A lot of area. I got to skimp wherever I can. I'm going to have to sand all this off, everything off that's on here. Well, I see a spot I could put some putty on. That would help. It would help. I'll put that in there right now. And that way when I come back with the fillets, it'll be flat. That was a good catch. Good catch. Let's see if this side need it. No. I don't think there's any other spots that need it. We'll sand that. We'll sand that to shape. We'll probably have to do that again too. Okay, this is the last video of Sunday. I really appreciate you guys watching and all the thumbs up and all the shares and likes and all the stuff you guys do. If you learned something, you know, send a super chat next time. It really helps. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. Keep building. See ya.